Will AI make the world better? Will AI fix our problems, diminish our sufferings? Will AI open new doors of opportunity for the human race? Is AI the savior of humanity, as predicted by many people? We're going to find out very quickly. What's up, everybody? I hope you're doing good. It's a beautiful night. I'm exhausted, but because I know you're here, you're waiting for me, and I'm a man of my word, I have to be here for you. Is this your first time? Feel free to join us. There's a button here, I believe it's called subscribe. Click on it so we can see each other every day. I am Zack. I don't know who you are, but I'm sure we're going to love each other. Okay, let's get to it very quickly. So what is AI? What is AI bringing to humanity? I know a lot of people love new things, update. I'm actually very close to somebody that really loves, pressing buttons and sending money via cell phones and stuff like that. I'm very old school. I like cash, cash. You pay with cash. Cash is real money. Nobody can ever take it away from you. Unlike Apple Pay and all that stuff, they can just shut you off and you got nothing. Doesn't matter how much money you got. You may have $1 million or even more in your account. They can just switch you off and that's it. But if you have $100,000 in cash, it's $100,000 in cash. Doesn't matter whether society likes you or not. There's no way they can block you. It's your money. So let's get to it. There are sobering examples of harm that AI can cause. In 2018, for example, an MIT student, Joy Buolamwini, wrote about an experience discovering that facial recognition algorithm in a lab used all over the world couldn't detect black faces. Okay, so this person named Joyce Buolamwini was doing experiments. Okay, she's a computer scientist doing experiments about AI and facial recognition project. And what she discovered very quickly was like the algorithm of the AI could not detect black faces. Only white faces, or at least light skin or face. She even had to wear a white mask to get the computer to recognize her as a person. Yeah, she had to wear a white mask, otherwise the computer sees her, that's a piece of wood. Oh, that looks like a little monkey, and not a human being at all. So she needed to wear a white mask. That's AI for you. So who's this person? Joy Adoa Buolamwini. I know I murdered the name, but she's a Ghanaian American Canadian. I don't know why they have to put American Canadian. Computer scientist and digital activist based at MIT Media Lab. She's 35 years old. Brilliant. 35 years old, lives in Canada. So they say she's Ghanaian American Canadian. I don't know why it's important to add American Canadian. Obviously, when you do good things, they will add American Canadian. When you're doing something that is not necessarily good, and it's all the Ghanaian origin or the crazy. That's what it is. When you're doing amazing things, they're going to say American, Ghanaian, American, Canadian. But if it's nothing that you're doing that's great, then they're just immigrant. Okay. I don't know if this thing is focusing because I feel like it's not focusing. I hope it is. Now, similarly, users discovered in 2020 that Twitter image cropping tool constantly focused on white faces. Twitter's cropping tool focused on white faces. So the cropping tool basically selects what's on the picture and crop accordingly and could not recognize black faces. So literally the cropping automated, machine saw black faces and not human. It prioritized white faces first. AI consistently identified women as homemakers and people of colors as criminals. Fellas, this is artificial intelligence, whatever you want to call it. It's supposed to be very clever, very smart. Many folds smarter than some of the most smartest human beings on earth. But this recognized women as homemakers and people of color as criminals. Why is this conversation important? Because we need to remember one thing. AI has been placed on many things in our societies. Today, in order to get a loan from the bank, some of the banks are using AI. In fact, most of the banks are using AI to scan your files, to identify who you truly are, to give a profile of who you are. It's done via AI. Now, how does AI get its intelligence? AI gets its intelligence from samples getting from people, from its creators. And trust me, most of the time, the creators of AI are not you and I. Unlike before, where people could look at you, ask you questions, how many kids you have, where do you stay? You deal with a human being before you get credit on anything. Today, AI does everything for you, because human beings are too lazy to do the work. They want a computer to do all the research. Today, algorithms help decide credit score, viable candidate for jobs opening and college admission. They predict crime and help courts determine who deserves bail and how long sentences should be. They help doctors forecast cancers and mortality rates. So let's go back. Algorithms help decide credit scores. You need your credit score to be in good hands, in positive ways. Why do you need a credit score? You need a positive credit score for people who live in capitalistic countries to buy a house, because many people don't really have a lot of money or enough money to buy houses in America or Europe, where a house may cost around $400,000 or $1 million. You don't have the cash, but you can get the house on credit, meaning you can have a home loan. They give you the house. You're going to start paying slowly, maybe for 30 years or 20 years, paying small. So in order for you to get a home loan, normally you go get an interview with a banker or a representative of the bank. Is going to examine what kind of jobs you do, what kind of activity you have, what revenue money you get every month, what kind of responsibilities you have. Do you have children? Do you have to pay for school fees and stuff like that? It's based on that they're going to make a decision whether they're going to give you a loan or you can pay the loan, or the loan is too much for you. Now, AI is going to start doing it. Okay, AI is going to screen your stuff. And with a human being, you can discuss. You can say, what, I'm going to try. I don't have enough money, but I'm going to try. I need a home for my family. You can even play with emotions, and they will give you an opportunity. Even though I'm not necessarily, positive about that system of working or, getting stuff from loan. But for many people, it has made a big difference. Now, AI is going to start scanning things, and AI obviously is very biased. I'm going to give you a very simple example. In South Africa, for instance, they had discovered after many, many years that black people pay more in interest when they get a loan from the bank than white people do. So when a white person asks for a loan, the interest they pay back to the bank is very minimal compared to what black people do. That is very biased as a society. And remembering that South Africa actually belongs originally to black people, that is not acceptable. So AI predict viable candidate for jobs. And also some studies have shown that AI tend to choose easier white people as candidates than black people because of many issues. And it's very sad to see that. AI also choose openings and college admissions. In many places in the world, before you go to college, you need to be admitted. They need to accept you. It's not everybody that goes to college. So AI, based on whoever has the input of AI, will determine who goes to college or not. Now, I need to remind you here, I need to emphasize, people who create AI are not Africans. They're not, or African American. The majority of people that work on AI, the great majority of it, are Caucasian, from Europe, from America. And unfortunately, based on their personal feelings, their personal beliefs, they nourish AI with their personal feelings. In time, many people thought AI will be unbiased, but it's impossible because AI has to feed from something. And for most of the time, people who code these AI are people of different groups, people of Europe. So they feed AI with that mentality, which with time, AI becomes biased. So that's our big question. The big question is, how is Africa going to fight this? What is the future of Africans when Africans are not necessarily investing into technology or research or science at this depth? We're moving toward a different world. You remember 100 years ago, it was time of industrialization. That's when trains were born. That's when cars were born. Humans can own a car, personal car. Industry produced, people worked in factories, people produced cars, produced auto vehicles, produced big things in big industries. And that's when many people made a lot of money. So as much as you don't like it, our situation today is going to change. And remember, that moment changed when, people use telephone at the time, normal telephone. But then cell phones came. When cell phones came, many people didn't take it seriously. But cell phones are now things that we need. Remember, at the time, cell phones were very rare. Not everybody could have a cell phone. In order for you a cell phone, I remember in my country, in order to have a cell phone, you either had to be somebody really big in society, a politician, a journalist, or general, military soldier, whatever, or something like that. Normal human beings did not have cell phones unless you're extremely rich or something. But time, price reduced and stuff like that, more people got access to those tools. So it's the same thing. AI like cell phones. AI like the tapping machine. You remember this machine where you could tap, tack, 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 You got experts that were, they could write with so much speed. They got so much money at the time. But today, does it exist? It doesn't exist anymore. You don't need those people anymore for data collect. You don't need those people for data input anymore. Life is changing, and AI is going to be the new standard.
If you're flying through Dubai International Airport, you can soon breeze through the airport checking and security by just showing your face. The new biometric system introduced by the GDRFA Dubai will allow travelers to walk through the airport's touch points without need to show their travel documents or boarding pass, with only a mix of facial and iris recognition. Your face become your passport. It's a new step to the future.
AI is going to scan your passport, scan your life, scan your trajectory, your direction, your traveling. AI is going to create something. Now, what are Africans and African Americans doing for that? How are we investing into protecting our own future? Because nobody else is going to do it for us. The bottom line is whoever creates something, creates it first for his own interest, then the interest of the people. Even if it's the interest of other people, first his interest comes first. That's how it is. Remember during COVID, how Africans were waiting for help to come from Europe and USA. It was a very sad moment, feeling incapable, even though we know we have so many people that are geniuses, people that are intelligent, people that are capable. But unfortunately, there is no investment into intelligence and research and stuff like that. It's very sad that we sat there waiting for vaccines to come and help us. Unacceptable. And I believe we need to invest into this. We need to look into this. Everybody has jumped into it. We have Google AI, we have Microsoft AI, we have ChatGPT, we have Twitter AI. These people are looking to control the future, and we're doing nothing about it. From what we can see already, the bias that's already there. What's going to happen in the future when we have no capabilities of defending ourselves? I think that is really something we need to look into. Now, this lady named Bolarini of Ghana that discovered that AI was actually choosing white faces. This Ghanaian lady, after experiencing racism with AIs, she founded a group named Algorithm Justice League to encourage more diversity among AI coders while expanding the range of quality of training system. 35 years old. Not worried about, let me do this, let me do that, let me get 5 babies and stuff like that. Worried about research. I encourage that. As much as I respect all other people that want to have big families and stuff, I don't even know her, maybe she is a family. I respect the fact that she's dedicated into doing something positive for humanity, especially for her own people. So AI, big issue. Africa and Africans and African Americans and the diaspora need to invest into it. Now we're going to Liberia. Liberia, remember Liberia? Beautiful country in Africa. Liberia went through an election lately where I think we made a video about it, explaining about George Weah, who was the ex-president. He went through election, he lost the election very closely, very, very close scores, but didn't make a noise about it. Didn't take people to justice, didn't try to fight to stay into power. He decided to leave power, and we applauded him for doing that. Liberia was already a country that went through so many difficulties, and he felt like there was no use to add more difficulties because of personal greed. And we praise George Weah because George Weah was a tremendous footballer, soccer player. In Africa, we call soccer football. In America, you call it soccer. So George Weah was a tremendous soccer player, a great player. He made enough money. He was well set about life. Then he became president in his country, bringing positive things. But during his time, he tried at least to do as much possible positive things as possible. But the good thing about George Weah is when he lost the election, he said, okay, thank you very much. I am done. So George Weah just said now, when he was asked a question, are you going to go for a re-election in 2029? Because he lost the election now. He did not try to fight. He said, okay, I'm leaving. I'm letting Liberia win. Let Liberia win. So they asked him a question. And what about 2029? Will you still represent yourself? He said no. He has confirmed that he's not seeking re-election in 2029. The former international footballer who was elected in 2017 conceded defeat in November to Joseph Boakai. Speaking to church congregants on Sunday near Monrovia, Weah stated he would be 63 years old as his retirement age is 65. He has no plans to be active in politics beyond that age. He emphasized the need for time with his family and expressed gratitude to Liberian for his presidency, pledging to promote peace, prosperity in his country. Congratulations again to George Weah. Unlike many presidents you can see, there's some presidents in some African countries, and you'll be shocked. These people, he's almost dying, he's almost 100 years old, but he's still president. I mean, not just him, there are many people. It's greed. Okay, George Weah, before he became president, he was already rich. He already was a rich guy. He made money from professional sport. So his intention for the most part was just good, not looking to enrich himself or make any of his friends or family members or third or fourth or sixth wife rich and their nephew. Thank you very much, fellas. It's always a great pleasure. AI is something to look into, to be very much aware of it, to understand what are the risks. I still believe in cash. I don't believe we should eradicate cash. There's all this manipulation trying to make you believe you should get rid of cash. No, you should not get rid of cash because cash is freedom. It's your money, it's in your pocket. Nobody can take it away from you, but they can switch your phone off, switch your connection off, switch your bank account off, and anything else. And George Weah, congratulations to him for being a real man. God bless.